I thought I'd make a video on how to load the bonus files that when you get the pumpkin jack. I'm talking about these files here, the carvings and the static, the animations, the videos. I had a couple of people ask me how to do that. I got my lovely wife, Michelle, over my shoulder showing you what to do here. So I didn't want to bore you by taking it out of the box, but this is a brand new one, just fresh out of the box. And as you can see, you're going to get your little stem, and it's going to come with a power cord. So a lot of people might mistake this as a data cord. It is not a data transfer cable. It's just for providing power. There's only 2 wires in here. You need what they call a 5-wire data cable, which you can just go on Amazon. They're really inexpensive. I think they're $2 or $3. So basically, this one is it looks identical to this, but this one, see, same ends on it. But this one is a data cable because it says it is, and this one has 5 wires in it for transferring data. So make sure you have a data cable. So these you're going to put aside, you're not going to use. Get yourself a data cable. Now, for my laptop, so it depends on your computer. 90+% of computers out there, PCs, or I think Apple doesn't use these anymore, but the majority of the PCs out there will have this right here, a USB-A on it. But if your particular computer has a USB-C on one end, which my laptop does, then you're going to get yourself a USB-C to a micro USB cable like that to work. And I think mostly if it's an Apple, I think only uses these now. And my PC, my laptop PC only has a USB-C. So I think the future, a lot of the computers are going to be switching to this. So figure out what you need, either a USB-A to a micro USB or a USB-C to a USB-C to a micro USB. So I'm going to use the micro USB to USB-C for my laptop in today's demonstration. So first things first, you're going to take it apart. So this is, you're going to get a P1 Phillips screwdriver, okay, and a long shaft like that, because it's going to get into the pumpkin. You have 6 screws to take out, 3 on this side and 3 on this side. So I'm just going to go ahead and unscrew these, and then I will speed this up so you guys don't have to be bored with me taking all these screws out. So. Okay, there we go. And if you guys don't have one of these, they're like $2 at Harbor Freight. They're magnetic screw holders. They're awesome because, like I mentioned in another video, I swear they put rubber in these when they create them, because you ever drop one on the floor, they bounce like bouncing balls, and then they end up rolling under a place where you can't find them. And then you're going to use the same screwdriver, and you're going to take out these 2 screws here and here that hold the projector in place, because we need to get to this micro USB port, which is right here. So this, you're going to take the projector out with 2 screws. The projector has 2 shorter screws, so we will put those aside on the other side of the tray here. See, they're shorter than the ones here. Okay, so we'll put the projector screws aside right there. And then your projector is going to come out. Now we need to disconnect these 3 cables right here. And don't worry about remembering where they go, because each one is different. So they will only go in one way. So you don't have to worry about that. So 1, 2, 3. And there you go. Put that aside. So this is what we needed to get to, was this port right here. This is how you program and send, take files on and off. So I'm going to go ahead and get my data cable. And again, this will only go in one way. If you look at this, you see how these 2 little marks on this side, and this side doesn't have it. But look right here, so you have these 2 little notches right there. So that's for these 2 little marks to go into. Plus, it's flat on one side and kind of goes round on the bottom. Same with that. See, it's flat on the top and then round on the bottom. So this is the way it's going to go in. You just kind of be gentle. Don't force it. It's going to snap in really nice. And then you're just going to take it and plug it into your computer. It should recognize it and bring the files up. There it is. So these are the files that are on the Pumpkin Jack. As you can see here, they are all in the .amv format because that's what this projector plays. So I'm just going to show you how to get the bonus files I sent you onto the Pumpkin Jack. So I'm just going to open up my email here, which is I use Gmail, and then I'm going to see this email I sent to myself to show how yours is going to come. So it's going to say hi, your name, attach other bonus files, which is your full 1 and your full 2. So what you want to do is you're going to click on one of them. Actually, you're going to click. So you're going to hover over the attachments here, and you're going to click here, download. Click on that, and then it's going to download it onto your computer, and then you're going to go to your full 2. You're going to download that one too. There we go. So see right here, you're going to have this little arrow up on the top here. That's where your downloads are. So you're going to see that full 1 just showed up, and full 2 should be downloading now, so we'll give it a little bit of time. Did I do download on that? Let me just make sure. Do it one more time. I might end up with 2 of these. That's fine. All right, let's see here. There they are. See, I have full 1 and full 2. Now, if you want to see where these are, just right mouse click on it and click on Show in Folder. And it's going to take you to your downloads right here. See, I have full 2 twice because I wasn't sure if I pushed it the first time, but that's fine. So then all you're going to do is I would just resize this down a little bit. So I see that looks good right there. I'm going to close my email. I don't need that, or just shrink it down. And then I'm going to see this USB drive D, which is the pumpkin. And you can leave it full screen, or you can shrink it down if you wanted to. So you're just going to grab an edge here and shrink it down. All right, there's good. And we don't need this home here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and shrink this down so I get them side by side. There we go. And I can even shrink this down a little bit more too. Okay, so there we go. So now I have my 2 windows side by side. It makes it much easier if you do it this way. Then all you're going to do is you're going to take full 1. Oh, you're going to grab full 1 and just drag it onto your pumpkin. And it's going to do its thing. And you see right there. Then we're going to bring full 2. I don't know why my mouse decides it wants to. There it goes. Oh, it came over twice by accident. So let me get rid of. Was that there before? The full 2? Anyways, I'm going to get rid of it anyways. If I just noticed, if this full 2 is here, delete it. So see how it says 11 and then full 2? If your pumpkin already has this file, I would highlight it and delete it, because this one has a couple extra files on it here. So I'm just going to highlight this, and I just noticed that. I have to check the other pumpkins if this is, are you sure? Before you delete it, I would take this file and just put it in. So I would just copy, let's just do this, just in case I want to use this file later. Just copy it, and then I'm just going to go to my USB-C drive, and I'm just going to click New Folder, and I'm just going to call this one Pumpkin Jack. Files. And you can even put your other files on here too if you want. So I'm just going to open this up, and then I'm going to right click and paste. That way I have a backup. And if it wouldn't be a bad idea to take all the files on your Pumpkin Jack, including the 2 bonus files, and just leave them all in this folder you created. So if anything happens, if a file gets corrupted or something, you can go back and grab the file. So I saved that. Now I'm going to go ahead and delete it. Oh, let's see, did I save it? All right, so I'm going to open up my USB drive again. And what you do is you just right click on your drive that you want to do, and you click on open in new window, and it'll bring it up here next to you here. So now you can see here's my full 2. I'm just going to get rid of that because I already made a backup save of it. So delete. And yes. Okay. So now we're good to go. And then I would hit refresh here, and it'll just kind of refresh all the files in there. Then you're going to close this. And you want to eject the pumpkin. So you're going to open up right here this little USB drive here. You're going to find which is the drive D. Click on it, and we just ejected it. Say safe to remove. And now I'm going to go ahead and unplug the jack from the file. All right. So now that we got the files onto the projector, you saw that earlier. We used this port right here. Now let's go ahead and put the projector back into the pumpkin. So we're going to plug in. So like I said, these only go in one way. So if you look at this here, you see these 2 little notches right here? Well, this plug has these 2 little notches on the top there. See these 2 little notches right there? So that's going to go in that way. And put your finger behind the circuit board so you don't accidentally crack the circuit board by putting too much pressure on it. And then this one here, same thing. See how it has these 2 little notches on the back? And then you see here, these 2 tiny little ones. You can barely see them, but it's going to go in this way. It'll only go in one way, so if it doesn't fit one way, then try the other way. But this is the way it has to go in here. Again, I just put a finger behind there when you push these in. There you go. See, now it's nice and flat. And then last is going to be the speaker here. How'd that happen? Hang on, let me fix that. What are the odds of that happening? It's worked its way in between the wires. Okay, there we go. Let's start this again. So I'm going to put that back. Put my finger here to keep. There we go. And again, these will only go in one way. Okay, so now we got our wires hooked up again. And we're going to, oh my gosh. See? This one's got to come up and around this way, so sorry. Okay, so that's way. So this is the way this one's got to go this way. Sorry, I put that one in prematurely. So that's going to be your last one you put in. And then just go ahead and put it in. Get the two smaller screws of the ones that were, these are shorter as your projector screws. Grab my screwdriver, which is over here. Oh, come on. And I will speed this up so you're not bored watching me put it back together. And I will come back and we'll do a test and see if everything's working. All right, so I forgot to mention before, make sure you put something soft down, a towel or something, so you don't scratch up the face of your if your surface is has any rough or rough surfaces. It just helps to keep this from getting any scratches. So there it is, all put back together. I'm going to plug it in. So I'm going to, again, I'm not waste your time. I'm going to cut here, plug it in, and come back, and we'll give it a test. All right, so you can see I got my Memorial Day shirt on today. So happy Memorial Day, everybody. Anyways, pumpkin's back together, and you know, I just popped the stem on. I got it plugged into power. So to test, to make sure, so as I mentioned in the video before, this pumpkin has 3 position switch on it. So you have your off, you have your audio, the ones with talking and singing, and then all the way over here is your silent face mode, or your silent mode, which is going to have those bonus files. So first we'll test the audio part. And there we go. There's our different faces and audio. Okay, so we know that's good. So let's go ahead and test this silent. So here's your silent modes of your faces. So you have a scary, silly, or goofy, and you have, oh, so there's one of the first, so it worked. So there's your bonus file. So these are your carvings. These are going to play 30 seconds and go to the next carving and next carving. And I believe there were 21 of them, I believe. I think there was 21. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 4, 8, 12. Yep, 21 of the carvings. And then even though the box shows 12 here, there was actually 15. That's why I said use that one file I sent you. So anyway, so you see how it changed to a different carving while I was talking. And then if you click it again, now it's going to play the animated. So the carvings I tested, they go like 30 seconds, and it starts with this one, it goes to this one, and it plays all of them every 30 seconds. I put a timer on these, and these are around 43 seconds for these video files here. So let's see, should change here pretty soon. Go to the next one. So yeah, you got some cool stuff on there. Those are just the flying bats. So it worked. You can see that the files got loaded. Now you have your extra bonus files on here. Now let's see if I can get this to switch to the next one. I think it goes to some, yeah, these are some witches stirring, but it's very, very bright in here. So anyways, there it is. That's how you load the bonus files onto your pumpkin jack.